Monmouthshire visiting Fedw Woods. Fedw Woods itself is a relatively small woodland at only 11 acres, but it has very easy access into Raven's Nest Woods, Hale Woods and into Tintern. It's quite an easy drive no matter what direction you're coming from. The roads, although slightly twisty, are nice and wide with good visibility, and there are no single country lanes that you have to navigate.
While wishing for something better, I try to fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings.
For a woodland car park, Fedw car park is massive. During the week it's often quite quiet, meaning there's plenty of room for parking, and even on a busier weekend there's still loads of room, so you don't need to panic about not being able to get a space. Whew. Right, we have arrived. Hey, good girl. Oh. Good girl. The mess you've made. So much mess.
If we don't feel the same way, then don't pretend that everything's okay. Don't string me along the way.
I have brought Dusty to come and explore Fedw. Now, Fedw's fairly local to us. It's like a 20-minute, half-hour drive. So it's nice and easy to get to. So I'm fairly familiar with the tracks, but I thought I would take you along with me to show you some of, in my opinion, some of the better tracks around here. So we're not going to get around every single track there is today because that would take forever and I've only got an hour. But yeah, I thought I would show you some of the ones that are nice to go down and some of the ones that maybe avoid. Let's get you sorted. Hey. Good girl. As you can see as well, it is completely empty here today, so parking is never really a problem here, which is one of the benefits of this particular car park. You can go across the Chepstow Woods, literally just across the road as well, but the parking there is hit and miss at the best of times. It's not the biggest car park, and if you've got a lorry you can probably be alright. If you've got a trailer and you're quite long, if it's busy you're stuffed. But yeah, it is a Friday afternoon and there is one other car in the little cubby hole that I would normally park in, and us, and that is it, which is, you know, quite nice. So obviously it'll be busier on the weekends, oh dear, but generally speaking it's a quite quiet woodland, so it's nice for if you've got youngsters as well. The only downside is the road isn't that far up the track, but that's the same with most forestry car parks, so you just have to bear that in mind. You don't really want anything getting loose in here. So I wanted to do these sort of style videos because, you know, we are very lucky where we are, and surrounding areas that we do have very, very good hacking. You have to box there, but not too far. And some people don't know about these places and they're worth travelling to, and that's kind of what this series is going to be, hopefully, is that the places that are worth travelling to, will give you an idea of what the tracks are like, whether it's going to suit your horse, what the parking is like, because that can be a worry, especially if you've got, like I said, a long truck and trailer or a big lorry. You want to know that you can fit in there and you're not going to get wedged in. You know, you could bring a 7.5 ton down here, I think, as long as you were sensible and you came when you knew it was going to be quiet, like an evening or maybe early on a morning. You could definitely get a 7.5 ton here, and get back out without too much problem, which you can't in some places. But yeah, the idea is just to share with you some of the nice places. You know, the idea is to go further afield, but we're starting about half an hour's distance from us, and places that I know reasonably well so that I can share the nice tracks. And then after that we'll start exploring a little bit and finding some nice sort of suitable spots to go and ride, because we know that, you know, it's not quite as easy anymore and the roads are getting worse and worse to ride on. So knowing that there are suitable places to come and ride that, you know, might be an hour, hour and a half, but if you've got some nice tracks to go on and you don't have to pay to come, it's worth doing and worth the journey, definitely. So yeah, hopefully there'll be many more of these to come, and if you do enjoy this one, then please show it some support so that I can continue to do them. Hopefully we'll see an array of horses as well, not just you, little un, hey? Although you do love it. Right, let's finish getting ready. Nearly ready to go. For some of these videos, there will be little stretches of road work. Now the route we're doing today isn't gonna go onto the road, so I'm not going to take my high-vis, although it is handy even in the woods to take with you for dog walkers, helicopters, pedestrians, anything like that. Just, it gives them an extra heads up. But yeah, I'm not going to take mine today, but if there are any bits of road work, definitely at least have one on you to put on, because, you know, you really shouldn't be on any sort of roads without some sort of high-vis. And even though you're starting in the woods, if you do have to cross any bits of road, even really quiet country lanes, it's not worth not having it. So definitely make sure you've got some high-vis with you, depending on the route you're doing, and if you're not sure what route you're doing, just take it with you anyway. I believe we are ready. Good girl. You can probably use the little one for you, can't you? As this is what I like about here, is the fact that if you do forget a mountain block, you've got a selection of big stones. We'll just use the little one. Good girl. Not that I've got anything to give you, but there. Good girl. Oh, right, come on then. Oh, let's go. Within Fedw, there's quite a good mix of tracks. In the dry months, there are plenty of softer, smaller tracks that are great for exploring and having the odd canter. However, the main track from the car park is quite stony. So there are two main tracks from the car park. One is significantly nicer than the other. So if you decide to go this way, you will see it's not so bad here at the start, but as we get a bit further down, it's quite a stony track, and it's only been recently laid in the last few years, so it hasn't kind of bedded in. So if you do have barefoot ponies, I would definitely recommend putting boots on like Dusty's got. And even if you do have shod horses, it's probably worth taking a hoof pick with you, just in case you get one of these big stones stuck. But it does lead to some nice tracks down here, so it's worth doing, because once you get off here, the tracks are really quite nice, and they're kind of off-road, soft tracks that are, you know, nice canter tracks. But yeah, you have to go on this bit first, unfortunately.
Although Fedw is quiet, you do still need to be aware and courteous to other visitors to the wood. We all like to enjoy a blast in the woods, but be sensible and make sure that you walk past any pedestrians, and of course thank them for giving way to you. Making use of all the tracks, you can do a zigzaggy sort of route of just under 5 kilometres, which at a steady walk will take just under an hour. But if 5 kilometres isn't enough for you, it can easily be made longer by incorporating in Raven's Nest and the other surrounding woodlands. If you're familiar with the tread and trot routes, then some of this might be familiar to you.
So once you come through that little gate off the car park and down this nice little track, then if you follow this all the way down to the end, and you'll get to this gate, and we go through the gate. There are a few tracks off to the right which you can go as well, which are quite nice, but we're going to go through the gate and then we will turn, good girl, we will turn left at the road, and that will bring us into the little village which is called the Cot. And from there you can get into Raven's Nest Wood and some other woods and do a few extra miles.
By just going around the outer tracks of these woods, you can easily do 8 kilometres, but if you're feeling adventurous, you could do much, much more. The tracks in Raven's Nest are what I would call traditional woodland tracks. No big sharp stones like the Fedw track, but they're firm underfoot with a little bit of soft covering of mud and sand. There are some really lovely off-road tracks similar to in Fedw, which are soft underfoot and perfect for some trot and canter sections, and a bonus if you come at the right time of year, as some of these tracks will be absolutely surrounded by a sea of wild bluebells. There's also a small river crossing on one of the smaller tracks. Don't worry, it's easily avoided if you have a horse that hates water. But if you wanted to have a bit of fun and enjoy the picturesque scene, then it is there to be enjoyed.
I can't even see you. Always snack time. Oh, we're gone. Ow, ow, ow. Thank you. Takeaway.
So overall, Fedw and the surrounding woodlands are well worth the trip. It's easy to get to with ample parking. The majority of the tracks are fantastic for horse riding, as well as it just being a very beautiful, peaceful and scenic place.
Every time.